Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in art history, Salvator Mundi, Leonardo da Vinci's mystical painting, also known as the savior of the world. Imagine this, a painting that once cost just $1,300 in a small corner auction, and then went on to become the most expensive painting ever sold at auction, for $450 million. But this is not just a story about money. This is a story of genius, disappearance, controversy, and endless mystery. Salvator Mundi was painted around 1500. It depicts Christ raising his hand in blessing and holding a crystal ball in his other hand, a symbol of mastery over the cosmos. This alone places the work in a long tradition of Christian art, but Leonardo's handprint gives it its own mystical power. The possible commissioner is thought to have been King Louis XII of France. But over the years, the work disappeared. It changed hands, was forgotten in collections, and remained hidden for centuries. Until, by chance, in 2005, it turned up in New Orleans. The painting was in poor condition, so overpainted and worn that no one in the auction room could have imagined it was the lost Leonardo. It was bought for a pittance, but observant art historians saw something extraordinary in it. And so began the work's new life. What makes Salvator Mundi so fascinating is that it has features that are undeniably Leonardo and details that baffle experts. Sfumato. This is Leonardo's trademark, a soft, smoky style of painting where the outlines blend into each other. Look at Jesus' hair. The curls don't end in a hard line, but rather fade into the background. The same in the blessing hand. The edges of the fingers are not sharp but soft and three-dimensional. This makes the figure come alive. Few of Leonardo's students mastered this as well. Chiaroscuro, the drama of light and shadow. Jesus' face seems to rise from the darkness. The light falls from the frontal angle, creating depth on the cheekbones and the folds of the cloak. This makes the figure seem real, almost breathing. Leonardo was like a film director here, knowing how to light the scene perfectly. Crystal ball, perhaps the most famous detail. Christ is holding a translucent ball on which Leonardo has painted small reflections. But something is missing. The background of the ball should not be visible as it is. Optically, the ball should distort the image. Why did Leonardo leave this out? Was it an artistic solution to keep the attention on Christ? Or was the ball painted by someone else? Leonardo was a passionate student of anatomy, and it shows. The fingers of the blessing hand are in a natural position. Not rigid, but lively, bent. This precision was characteristic of Leonardo and distinguishes him from many of his contemporaries. And when the painting has been studied with X-rays and infrared, several translucent layers of color have been detected. Leonardo built his work layer by layer, letting the colors shimmer like in stained glass. This takes time and requires patience, and is proof of the work of a master. And here the story takes a new turn. Not everyone agrees on how much of Leonardo's own hand is in Salvator Mundi. Defenders of the attribution point to sfumato, the control of light, and the sketches visible in infrared analyses, pen time, that indicate that the artist changed the plan as the work progressed. This was typical of Leonardo. Critics, on the other hand, emphasize the rigidity of the face and the optical inaccuracy of the crystal ball. In addition, restoration, especially in the facial area, has obscured the original handprint. In technical studies, X-rays and pigment analyses support the Leonardo era, but do not provide a definitive answer. This is how Salvator Mundi became perhaps one of the most controversial paintings in art history. It all culminated in 2017, when the painting was sold at Christie's auction in New York. The price? $450.3 million. That made Salvator Mundi the most expensive work of art in history. Who bought it? According to most estimates, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, but the painting has not been seen in public since. Some believe it is in a vault in Switzerland. Others claim it is awaiting a future museum in Riyadh. Its location is as mysterious as its origin. Salvator Mundi is not just a painting, it is a story of a lost masterpiece, a rediscovery, a multi-million-dollar deal, and above all, a question mark: how much of it is really Leonardo da Vinci's work? Perhaps this is part of its allure. It is at once a masterpiece and a mystery, science and art, faith and doubt. And so we can ask, if a work of art is so controversial, does that make it any less valuable? Or perhaps that makes it even more fascinating? Thank you for joining us on this journey. Let us know in the comments what you think. Is Salvator Mundi a genuine Leonardo or the world's most expensive copy?